Now, the while loop has what's called a pretest condition, meaning that when we run this while loop, there's a test condition that needs to pass in order for us to gain access to the code block that composes the while loop. And well, this test condition comes first, and we'll say that this test condition is something like x equals 5. And well, if we had integer x equals 0 up top, well, that's no big deal. We could just do something within this code block, say print off the value of x as it stands, and then not forget to increment x so that we have an exit strategy for getting out of this loop. And we'll see that this loop just prints off the values of x 0 through 4. And well, that's not really a big deal, and this works exactly like we might expect it to. X starts off at 0, 0 is less than 5. We print off 0, and then we increment it to 1. 1 is less than 5. We print off 1, we increment to 2. 2 is less than 5, and so forth, all the way up until we get to 4. 4 is less than 5. We print 4, increment to 5. Now 5 is no longer less than 5, and so, well, that's false, and we exit the while loop. So to have this print off integers 0 through 4 is, well, kind of in line with what we might expect. But there is a scenario, say, where x could equal 10. And then we get down here, and 10's not less than 5, so this is false, and so we never get access to this code block. And well, when we run this, nothing meaningful happens. And well, that's a scenario that's very real, and if that's the way you want your code, great. But if you want to guarantee that you have access to this code at least once, you can use a cousin of the while loop called the do while loop. Now, the while loop has this pretest condition where your test condition gets tested first before anything happens. The do while loop is just like a while loop, except for the test condition gets tested last. And so you're guaranteed to run this code in this code block at least once, and then you test the test condition. So how a do while loop looks is, instead of having this while bit up top, you have something that just says do. And then you have your code block, and then you can keep your same old code in here. Now, this closing bracket, and we're going to come out a space off of it, and we're going to type the word while, and then we're going to put our test condition, while x is less than 5 here. And then now, this time, differently, this actually ends with a semicolon. And that's it. This is a do while loop. The only difference, once again, is that the test condition is tested after the loop is executed at least once. And well, you get at least one run through here before you get to this test condition. So no matter what, this code is going to run at least one time. And so if we had a 0 for x, like we did for the original version of this while loop, it works exactly the same. It just prints off the integers 1 through, or 0 through 4, right? Now, if we had this 10 in here again, well, it's going to print out 10. It's going to increment that 10 to 11, and then it's going to test it. Is 11 less than 5? No, that's false. And so at that point, we're going to move on. But it's still got that 10 in there, and it's still incremented that 10 to 11. And so, well, there you go. When we run this, well, we see that 10. It really was incremented to 11. We just don't see the results of that. But we did get our 10 printed out to the screen. So this is just like the while loop, just in the opposite order, because this is a post-test condition. All right, hopefully that was pretty easy. See you in the next one.